My name is Jesse. I'm a former banker actually. Like you Singaporeans, don't know when bankrupt. You know, much has been said about Singapore being a very special country. We are very special. We're a unicorn. With something in the, the unicorn, the horse, with the unicorn. Singapore is very special because we are different from other nations. Now if you look at the Google map all the way down to Singapore, you will see that Singapore is the shape of a diamond. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay? That is how rich our country is. Okay? But first, before I begin, I want you all to turn to your neighbor and say, we can make a change.
We can make a change.
We can. Thank you very much. Now I want to tell you how special we are. First of all, I know the trappings of family. I come from a family of 2 girls. The trappings of a family with no job. I've been through there. And be a PMET, professional manager, electrician, technician, manager. I know that looking for a job now is not easy. Not like the 80s and the 90s. Something has changed. Every day, every month, every payday is actually a payday to the bill. SPS, Town Council, we are left with nothing. We have to set aside for grocery. It is not enough. Singaporeans are living in either absolute poverty or relative poverty. Mark my words. You compare yourself to Japan, Hong Kong, and even Malaysia. I can tell you those people who are working here, they're very happy because of our exchanges. We have the lowest wages while our GDP per capita is the highest. As a first world country, we think we are. We are no better than a third world country in living condition. Our parity purchasing power is lower than that of Tokyo and Taipei. Now, I wish to highlight some points regarding why we are here and why you are here. And I thank you very much that you are here. You need to listen to this. And all those who are not here with us, I hope you are listening as well on TV. Now, inflation over the last 13 years is hovering between 20, 25, and if you calculate over 13 years, about 38% inflation. But have our pay increased?
No.
I don't think so. It has stagnated. And why? Let's give the man in white a break. It's more than that. It's the policy. I do walk about and I privately see that people are in squalor. I walk around in Parliament and I see, wow, beautiful. Public opulence. Everything is beautiful. From Orchard Road all the way to High Street. Come down to the backwaters, you see a different thing. Food, housing, transport is taking most of our salary. Yes? Am I right?
Yes.
We can't keep up with household items because the costs overshadow our pay. But we have solutions. We cannot keep on living a monotonous life as Singaporeans. Work, come back, work, come back. Hi, can you take a leaflet from Reform Party? They look, wow, so tired. Really poor thing. And that is why at the rally, it's a place we have to address all this problem. I think my friend Siva Chandran spoke about a little bit about minimum wage. Now we talk about productivity never increase. It is because of cheap labor. How can the productivity increase if we use a labor intensive? We give the money to the SME, but they never utilize. But with minimum wages, it's different. Productivity has to increase because you're using one labor to do a lot of more things efficient. And if that person is good, there is progressive wages. That's what PAP has been selling you for the last 5 years. I know that. They have a little bit of hybrid. PAP loves hybrid. Hybrid car, hybrid this. They call it pragmatism. I call it 骗人. Now, if we can give incentive to small businesses to hire Singaporeans, like a tax break or a cap rental in a cap or a rental, cost will come down. They save $1,000 levy employing a foreigner and doing all the private arrangement, credit, debit. That will be better because that will identify Singaporeans who go back to work. Suddenly, they are motivated to work with minimum wages. The net effect is the same or more profit to these small businesses. And they are very happy to employ Singaporeans because Singaporeans are so well educated. MOE educated us very well, yes? So why are we not employed? Something is very wrong here. We want our cake and yet not eat it. So if you vote us into parliament, we can be sure whether you're a worker, self-employed or small business, we have to take care of you. We are not dumb. We know everybody has been taken care of. That is the business of MP. But if you have a party whip, even though the idea sounds terrible, good, do you think the MP want to get off the chair and work for you and voice it out in parliament?
No.
You really need to have a voice. And in this area, in Ang Mo Kio GRC, is where our voice will be for you. I, like Siva, will be very happy once we go into parliament. We will make sure that as a minister, we are efficiently working for you. We're not going to be mouse in the parliament. Like the Prime Minister said, we are well educated, we are all Singaporeans. Is PAP a UFO? Super intelligence? No, they are just like us, you and me. If they tell me that they are one grade better, then I say, well, I don't know.
They're lying.
Yes, we must get over this thinking that we are inferior. We are not inferior.
Full of crap, lah, PAP.
Thank you. Now, I want to touch a little bit on COE. I hope that COE will remain affordable and you know where we are coming from. A lot of people has not owned a car before. We want this group to also pick up cars so that people with cars will also be employable. And I think small business like that. People who need a car the most, family who need a car the most. We need to get people also to take MRT and trains. I like MRT. I sold my car. I love MRTs. I think it's take a lot of stress off. Going through gantry. The thing about gridlock, COE, gantries, is to alleviate, make more less car. But have you noticed as gantry comes up, more cars come up? Yeah, because of immigration also. Expat also want to have cars also. Yeah, a lot of people want to have cars. Competing needs with Singaporean. If you have gantry, the gridlock should be away. No more gridlock. Something is wrong. We have inadequate planning. And we want to address that in Parliament. We want to have a reliable and affordable public transport. You can't have millions of profit that the transport company rake in, and yet they still have increased fare. Why? Oil prices has come down. Some say they're going to go into $35 per barrel. Whether it's, crude oil or processed oil. The thing is that it has not come down. I think some opposition members also question. I think as Singaporeans, you all know. So let us be a voice to go in. I also want to address pioneer citizens. Pioneer citizens are very important people. They need to have dignity. When I was living in Melbourne, after 10 a.m., all the senior citizens travel around free of charge. Do you know that? We want to have an inclusive society. We want old people to come out and mingle. We don't have old people coming out early hours because they are afraid to be knocked out, crowded and all that. I think this is one of the reasons why I came into politics. I'm actually a social activist, beginning to be. And when I was asked to step up, I know I had to sacrifice a lot of things. Something that I know you all are concerned with and not many want to step up. So I'm here. Please understand that we're not here just for filling up the numbers. We are here so that we can go into the Parliament. We need to renationalize our public assets, bring back SMRT. We can't keep using the army to direct people here and there. Now, is SMRT a private company or is it I don't know. We need to make a stand because it is such a huge infrastructure. We need the Singapore government appoint somebody and run as a national asset. We need direct ownership from the government. We need to have Singaporeans employed more. No more contract jobs for Singaporean. Because foreigners will come in and take all contract jobs. That's why there's so many contract jobs over the years. Have you seen the system, the trends and patterns? They are everywhere. Back in the 80s, there's no such thing as contract jobs. Few and far between, but it's getting more and more. So, we need to address poverty line. Why are people always going photocopy, pay slip, CPF transaction to, CDC and all that? I think once we identify who are the poor people are in a group of $1,230, absolute poverty, really cannot make it in a family. Having a computer doesn't mean you're rich. It is a tool for you to climb up the social ladder. We want to have social inclusion. My ideal is to have a big society where we bring everybody back to the 80s where people are very happy again. We want the government to play a small role. No more government intervention in every aspect of our life. No more. That increases bureaucracy. That increases employment of their own people. Which is why we're all unemployed. Because they choose their own people. I don't know about that. But we are very special, remember? Unicorn. I want the mortgage to be smaller amount. I want HDB price to come down. They cannot include land cost. Land cost is state land. I met some of them before. Believe me, they're very compliant. They took the money and they will go away. Very sad. We need to manage our mortgage rate, the SIBOR rate. MAS intervened in the FX market against Singapore dollars. They can also intervene in the overnight market. Am I right? They don't for the banks. So we need to decouple, tear away the SIBOR rate so that home loan become cheap. Why? Because most of our pay goes to home loan also, right? So I want more money for them. I'm sure the next question you'll hear from the government is, who is paying for it? Apart from the fact that the MPs are getting very high pay, you know. Yeah. Some of them 300,000 a month. You don't know? Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, not 16,000. So some of them, not all. They must be talented. You know, Singapore also have Oscar award, you know. Have you ever seen Oscar award? You know, the Hollywood Oscar? You see a lot of old people go to the trash can and become Oscar, the Sesame Street Oscar, looking for food. I'm not joking, it's very sad. That is our Oscar award. We don't want that kind of Oscar award. We want them to retire with dignity. We want the Ama and Akong, Pacik Macik, all retire happily. Okay? So, I hope comes 9/11, don't think about the Twin Tower and terrorism and the ISIS and, they don't speak about such things until very near election. Notice that. It's to create instability in your heart. We know how to play with classical conditioning also, but we are not that kind of people. I can cry also when I see the old people, but I'm not going to cry. There's no point crying. This is not the time to cry. This is the time to take action. We will cry when you put that mark on Reform Party. When we know the result, we will really cry for Singaporeans because we're happy with joy. So, to have a better tomorrow, a better future, today, you got to vote for Reform Party. Thank you.